are beginning a new chapter in science. So everybody should be on page 132, and we're going to read together that verse that talks about the solar system. And God said, let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs, and for seasons, and for days and years. And let them be for lights in the firmament of the heaven to give light upon the earth, and it was so. And God made two great lights, the greater light to rule the day, and the lesser light to rule the night. He made the stars also, and God set them in the firmament of the heaven to give light upon the earth, and to rule over the day and over the night, and divide the light from the darkness. And God saw that it was good. And the evening and the morning were the fourth day. Genesis 1:14 to 19. So what was that light that it's talking about to rule the day? Paige?
The sun.
And what was the light to rule the night? Grace? The moon. Right? And you see that he said that he made them to divide the day from the night, and to let them be for signs, and for the seasons, and for the days, and for the years. And that is how we measure off time. The rising of the sun and the setting of the sun, and to the rising of the sun again. That's a whole day, right? And the way our earth orbits around the sun, from the time it orbits from one side until that orbits all the way around, that's a year. And depending on where the earth is in its orbit in the sun, that's our seasons. Okay, when it's closer, that's summer. And when it's further away, that's our winter. All right, so let's begin reading the terms to remember. You're also going to read these with me. You have a card right there. You're supposed to use it. Use the card. Thank you. All right, the first term is heavenly body, a natural object in space. So in other words, not man-made, something that God made in space. Solar system, the sun and all the heavenly bodies that orbit it. And that is what we're going to be learning, the solar system in order. Orbit, the continual path one heavenly body has around another. Sun, the star at the center of our solar system. Year, a planet's full orbit around the sun. Alright, so we have the sun, and you see all these planets are orbiting around the sun. That means they're going around the sun. The planets that are closer to the sun, their year is going to be shorter than our year, because it doesn't take them as long to get around. The planets that are further away from the sun, their year is going to be longer than our year, because it's going to take them longer to go around the sun. Right? So depending on which planet you're talking about, their year could be different than ours. All right. Follow along as I read, please. Gaze up into the night sky, and you will see a beautiful display of God's glory. The moon, stars, planets, and other heavenly bodies in space were all created by our powerful God. Our Earth feels very big to us. When we study outer space, however, we see a glimpse of how big the universe really is. Yet, God created heavenly bodies in the great expanse of space for our benefit and for His glory. When we think about the universe, we realize just how small we are. It comforts us to know that our great God sees, knows, and loves us. Turn the page. Our solar system. Right? And so you can already see that chart that I have right here is on your page, right here on page 134. So when it comes time to study this for the test or for a quiz, it's right there for you to study. Our solar system. Our planet Earth is part of the solar system. When you think of the word solar, what do you think of? Our sun is at the center of our solar system. You guys understand the solar has to do with the sun? We already talked about solar panels a long time ago, didn't we? And that's where they absorb the sun and turn it into electricity. Please pay attention attention to the reading. You're not looking while I'm reading. 8 planets, including Earth, travel in continual paths around it. We call this path around the sun an orbit. Can you trace the path of each planet's orbit in this picture? All right, so start. You see the sun. The first one traveling around it is Mercury. Now trace the next one, which is Venus. That is Venus. The next one is Earth. The next one is Mars. Then we have Jupiter. Then we have Saturn. Then we have Uranus. No, that is Uranus. Please say it. Uranus. Thank you.
Uranus?
Yes, Uranus. And then we have Neptune. I know, a lot of people say it in a funny way and make it sound like something naughty, so it's Uranus. And that is what we're going to say every time. I don't want to hear the other thing. All right, the sun. What gives the sun the power to keep all 8 planets in continual orbit? Like the Earth, the sun has gravity of its own. Because the sun is larger than Earth, the sun's gravity is stronger. The sun's gravity helps all the planets of our solar system to orbit it. Do you see God's plan in that? I mean, why do the planets not go off course and just collide with each other? Because God made the sun the center, and they go around it in a continual orbit, held in place by the gravity of the sun. The sun's energy. Can you remember how the sun's energy makes things work on Earth? Remember, like we just learned, that the sun's energy is what makes the process of photosynthesis work in the plant, right? That was one of the things needed for photosynthesis to happen. God gave the sun its powerful light and heat energy. How does this light and heat energy come from the sun? The sun is actually a star. Like all other stars, it is made of hot, glowing gases. This causes it to produce both light and heat energy. Imagine how big the Earth is. Now imagine more than 1 million Earths filling the sun. Although the sun is very large, there are stars even larger than our sun. It just seems large to us because it is our closest star. So how many Earths did they say would it take to fill up the sun?
1 million.
1 million. That's
999.
ridiculously crazy to think 1 million Earths, because we think of our Earth as big, don't we?
Yeah.
But it would take over 1 million to fill the sun, and there are stars out there that are bigger than the sun even. Turn the page, please. All right. We are not going to do that demonstration, but we will read the terms to remember. No, let's not even read the terms to remember. But if you have something on the solar system that you want to bring in to share with the class, we'll read those terms to remember next time. You can bring it in. Or if you want to make your own little solar system, you can bring it in. I'm not going to say everybody has to do it, but you can bring in anything you have on the solar system.